Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Reno Ukulele Festival 2024 interview. We're here with Bob Jenkins. You might remember last year that Bob was manning the public stage for just about the whole event. He's got some exciting stuff coming up for this year's festival. Bob, welcome, and thank you for joining us.
Thanks for the welcome. Thanks for the invite back to the Reno Ukulele Festival in October. I'm so excited to be back to host the open mic stages again this year.
That's right. Well, we just want to have everybody have a chance to get to know you a little bit. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about Bob Jenkins?
Well, I think I'm an entertainer. I'm an old-fashioned showbiz guy. I've been doing it all my life. I started in high school as a musician and an actor. After I got out of the service, I came back to pursue a career as a professional actor. And found out that though I was having a lot of success, I did not enjoy it as much. What I found I really liked a lot was rehearsal, and I looked around for a profession in which I could spend my entire life rehearsing. And I found it, and it's called directing. And so I devoted the main part of my career as a stage director and was able to make a living doing that, as well as being a professor of theater arts for a long career in California at San Jose State University. And after I retired from San Jose State University, I wanted to shift the art in a new way, and of course, it was music. Um, because of the arthritis in my hands, I found I was no longer proficient on the guitar.
Ah,
But the narrow neck of the ukulele, the softness of the strings, allowed me to make full bars on the ukulele, even with hands that did not work as well as they used to work. So I picked up the ukulele when I guess I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago, Danny, I think I started, and then soon after that, you and I kind of got together, and you became my teacher.
mm.
Um, and I became a member of your lineage. Uh, and of course, now I have an occasional student, but I defer to my teacher, you, just as you refer to your teacher, probably Daniel Ho, among others, but certainly Daniel Ho. And
Mm,
he acknowledges his teachers. I don't know who they are, but
that's
I have
right.
heard him speak of his teachers. So I think it's important to see ourselves as a part of a lineage of students and teachers. You know, I'm 77, I'm still a student.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that that's one of the important parts of being an artist is that you're always growing, you're always taking classes, you're always learning new things, and it never stops. You
Yeah.
never get there. It's not a destination, it's a
Yes.
process, it's a journey that we're all on. And sometimes people say, oh, well, that person's better than me, or I'm not as good as that person. And my response is, wait a minute. We're all on the same path. We're at different places on the path, but we're
Yeah.
all on the very same path.
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder started on the same path you're on right now. We
Yeah.
were all in this place. So stop comparing yourself to Stevie Wonder. He's just further or was further along than you are right now. So we're always teaching, we're always learning, and that's part of the great joy of being an artist. At least that's my feeling about it.
If you're at home and thinking about imagining going up on the open mic stage when you're at Reno and your knees are shaking like mine used to way back in the day when I first got started on that very same stage.
Hmm.
Imagine having this guy there to introduce you, and he's going to be actually giving a workshop on that, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But I like what you said about everyone being on the different part of their journey, and so don't so much feel bad about where you are, but celebrate that you're on that journey at all, which is pretty amazing. And we're always getting a little bit further every time, and that's what things like the festival are all about.
Yeah.
All right, well, Bob, what's something a passion or a project do you, you are a busy guy today. What's a passion or a project that you're currently working on?
Well, since you brought up open mics, I am just putting the finishing touches on a small book about open mic performance that I will
Oh,
have
cute.
ready in time for the Reno Festival.
Wow.
at least the first half of it. And of course, the working title is Tips for Open Mics. But
Okay.
there'll be a new title when I get there. And I'm working on a second half of the book. I don't think is going to be ready, but I'm calling it Graduate Studies in Open Mics. Hold on just a second. Cannot talk now. I'm a little curt sometimes. So I'm bringing the book. That's what I'm working on. And of course, I've always got different pieces that I'm working on right now. Different pieces of music, developing them. Let's see, what am I working on today? Stevie Wonder, in fact. That's why
Ah,
his name popped. I'm doing his greatest of all hits. I just called to say I love you,
good song.
which I think is a very, very good closing number for a three-song set. It's not the third song that fades away and then the audience, are you done? Okay. It's one that ends, da-da,
Yeah.
and that's what you're looking at when you're building a set. Of course, you're looking for a great opener, you're looking for a great closer, and then in the middle, if it's a three-song set like most open mic sets are, then in the middle, that's where you get a chance to do something that's maybe softer, maybe it's original, maybe it's experimental, maybe it's the one that you're shaking your knees about because it's kind of ready, but you're not real sure. So it's kind of the sandwich between two blockbusters, you
Yeah.
know. So
Yeah.
I'm working on that. I'm finishing up the book. We just had a big concert in our backyard last night. Uh,
That's right. You do a whole concert series Perry and I played
right.
at.
Yes.
Bob lives on the edge of a beautiful lake in California, and he's been hosting outdoor concerts since the pandemic.
Now,
And all
this
of
is the fifth year.
his neighbors come by with their chairs and they set up on the lawn with the lake in the background and the gazebo, and it's gorgeous. You are the perfect person, I think, to be teaching the open mic class because the whole point of going up to open mic is self expression and confidence boosting self expression. I mean, the more you do it, the easier it gets, the more you hone in your craft. Bob's talking about set lists and things that he's learned over the time of doing, right? You went out and you did a sleepy one at the end of a set and you went to yourself, oh, shoot, I really had them on song number two, but by song three, they were just, I was too low. So next time, I'm going to take that middle one and put it at the end. And so you really can craft, every open mic's not going to be a masterpiece, but it's part of the journey that we're all on. I gotta know who that is. All right, so that takes us to our final question, and maybe you can give us a few tips now. Um, what are you going to be teaching at the Reno Uke Fest this year?
Well, I'm going to structure the workshop. Let's call it a workshop.
Yep.
I'm gonna structure the workshop with different elements of. I'm going to talk some theory, some ideas, some overview of open mic of approaches to open mic.
Okay.
I'm going to um, do at least one demonstration.
Okay.
I'm going to review a couple of mechanical things like use of mic that I
Yeah.
did last year, but
Yeah.
some people can hear it again, and some people weren't there last year, and at least we should be able to be heard by using the microphone correctly. So I'll
Yeah.
do some demonstration probably on that. Um, I'm going to do some interactive things, at least one exercise interactively, um, and I'm not going to tell you what it is
Okay.
because I don't want to steal my own thunder, but it's going to be something where we stop and we do a thing, and the joy is going to be all the people who are in the workshop are going to be able to see their compatriots, uh, their classmates, their fellow artists
Yeah.
um, employ this thing that they saw them build in the class right in the open mic.
Okay. All right. That's very
That's
mysterious.
going to be fun. Um, and I'm going to talk about coaching. It's one of the new things that I'm really hot about as part of the graduate course, as part
Okay.
of book number 2 of Open Mic Tips,
Yeah.
coaching. Why? What does it mean? How do you find a coach? How do you know it's the right coach for you? What are you trying to accomplish in coaching sessions?
Yeah.
Um, uh, what do you want from your coach? How do you receive what you get, and what do you do with what you get when you finally get some coaching? Um, and I'm not talking about critique, because anybody can do critique. You know, anybody out in the audience can say, "Oh, I didn't like this," or "I didn't like that," or whatever they want to
Sure.
say. A coach is a whole different level of relationship between an artist and a director, essentially, a musical director.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about that. Um, I want to talk about song selection, which undergirds the success of what you are doing. How do you build repertoire? How do you choose cool songs? And how do you arrange cool songs in a set that really works for you? So I'll talk about that as well.
Okay.
You prioritize the open mic as an opportunity for self-expression.
Mm-hmm.
I prioritize open mic as an opportunity to entertain the audience because I said when I started this, I'm an entertainer, I'm
Two
an old
sides.
fashioned showbiz
Okay.
guy,
Yep.
and it's not about me. It's about, I want to say, hey, come on this adventure with me. This adventure is a song, and I want you to come with me into this song, and we want to go through this song. We want to be there together. We want to experience this little journey of the
Yeah.
song together. You know, it's not the April bloom, it's not the Halloween. It's just because I wanted to pick up the phone and tell you I love you. And that's the journey of the song,
Yeah.
right? And so you have to look at it as every song is an invitation to come with you and
Yeah.
be entertained. And be entertained.
Be
It's about
entertained.
you. It's absolutely the point. How do you pick songs? Pick songs that the audience is going to like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Duh, for
If
crying out loud.
Perry and I do that, if it doesn't go well three times, by the third time, if it's not landing well, we talk about it and we're like, they're not laughing when we do that one, or
Yeah,
they kind of seem distracted, or we're just not getting the energy. And do you want to drop it? Yeah, let's drop it for now. Let's
yeah,
bring something else in. Maybe we'll
yeah.
revisit it
Yeah,
later.
put it in the slush pile. Things are always
Yeah.
re-emerging out of the slush pile,
Yeah.
when you go through them. And sometimes it's because you didn't really understand the song the
Mm,
first time. You didn't really see about it
yeah.
turns an audience on, and
Yeah.
suddenly it's a revelation, and the song is reborn,
Yeah. And you can
and
really
now it
sing
works
it.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point, Bob. Wow. Well, talking with you is always very inspiring for me. I like the gravitas that you put on the whole concept of presenting and performing and entertaining, because
Yes.
that's what we're there to do as open micers, really, is entertain people and get the nerves out and realize that it's not about you, it's about the audience and
Yeah,
are
I
they
mean, it's still
enjoying
an opportunity for you to work out new songs and for you to try stuff out. Of course,
it. Yeah.
there is still that. But like you say, if it's not working after a couple of times and you're pretty sure that you're singing it well and playing it well,
Yeah.
the audience just isn't digging it.
That's beautiful, the relationship between the performer and the audience.
Danny, it is always such a joy to talk with you and
You
spend
too,
time with
Bob.
you. You are my teacher, you're my main gal, and I love you. And I'm so pleased to be hanging with you in Reno in October.
In October 9th through the 12th. All
Yeah.
right. Well, I'll end with this phrase that my dad used to use when he was talking about teaching me. And that is that I taught Bob everything he knows, but I didn't teach him everything I know. But he'll teach me some things I don't know too coming up in Reno. So we'll see you then. Thanks again for meeting with us, Bob. This has been wonderful. See you in Reno. And the rest of you have a beautiful day.